What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 19th of June, and here we are at about 1.4 cents, just below there. We just started a brand new day here, 22 hours, 53 minutes left in the day. We haven't gone anywhere. We're just chilling right now, waiting on what I think is an inevitable drop down to about 1.23 cents. Maybe I should just start being bearish, you guys. If I say it enough times, we will just rip to the upside. That's what it is, right? I think I found the common denominator. I've been bullish on XCN this whole time. Let's get bearish. Let's get bearish. I mean, well, not the whole time, to be fair. I mean, so there were parts of it where we were bearish, but predominantly bullish. No lie, right? So I'm just going to start being predominantly bearish, calling for this inevitable move to 1.23 to 1.12 cents, and hopefully that fixes things. That's probably not what's going to happen. I mean, we probably do move down to this golden ratio, but a boy can dream. A boy can dream. We had bullish divergence on the daily time frame here. We had higher lows, a little double bottom on the daily RSI. Low here, lower low there, and that wasn't good enough to take us out of this. We actually just found resistance right here at prior areas of resistance there on a closing point, and then support, prior support becomes resistance here. Prior resistance there, even a little wick on this day, the 24th of January, right there. Not a good look, in all fairness. If we take a high to a low, you did get just above the 236, and typically, if you go above the 236, you would expect to hit the 382 before going lower, so it is possible we could move up to about 1.7 cents before moving lower. Don't get too excited if that happens. Okay, rejecting the 382 is very common when working your way down, but that would be discouraging, right? Because, I mean, we're so close. We're so close to that target area. Let's just go there now. Why do all this? It just takes more time. Or maybe we won't do that, right? I think getting above 1.7 cents could be an indication that we are ready to go higher. So if that happens, we'll wave the white flag of bearish surrender. But another thing in that kind of context of bearishness is that we have higher highs in the RSI with lower highs in the price. That is hidden bearish divergence. And I will say, I don't know if this is like a fact. It's just more of something that I've noticed in my own findings, is that this rule, right, that, and it's not like a rule, I don't know, maybe you can read it somewhere on the internet, I don't know if other people agree, but this is something that I've just noticed, is that when you go above the 236 like this, you would hit the 382 before going lower or continuing your move down. I feel like that normally actually only applies, not normally only applies, but more normally applies to the upside. Does that make sense? Low to high here, like if we broke the 236 here, we would more likely go to the 382 before going higher. So coming from the up to down. But if we were coming from the down to the up, I feel like it's less applicable. I've seen it happen more times where this kind of scenario doesn't play out. We don't go to the 382, and we actually do continue to move down without interacting with that, more oftentimes with downward maneuvers. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how else to phrase that. I feel like I phrased it somewhat well, but I could also see where people get confused. If you're like running, if you're on your morning jog and you didn't look at that, you might have been confused right there. But low to high, looking at these fibs, looking at these extensions, everything about it looks bearish to me. It would make the utmost sense that we go down to 1.23 cents, you guys. I mean, the golden ratio is right there, 1.886, 200 level right there, high to low. This golden ratio is right there with that golden ratio. We're so close. We're so close. It would just make a lot of sense to go down there. But just because it makes sense doesn't mean it has to happen. If we take this relative, I want this relative high. Let's see what this relative high to relative low would do. That relative high, okay, so our last little pivot, if you notice here, this last pivot right here, from a high to a low, we tipped the 1.886. Wow. Man, there's so much. This is actually kind of a bullish case. I would actually expect you to bounce from here. But if you were to go lower, you would expect to bounce from the golden ratio. There's a lot of significance down to this 1.2 to 1.1 cent area. But the fact that you found resistance at the 1.886 there makes you wonder if we're going to go to the 1.886 200 area here, which again is at 1.1, between 1.1 and 1 cent itself. There's a lot going on in that area. Makes me think that that's what we're going to do. Let's look at the short-term stuff. We'll come back to this and we'll finish up the video, okay? 1 hour time frame, no, we want this. Let's get it on the RSM here. Let's do this. MACD, oh ho, okay. Okay, we have a bullish setup going on, but we also might find resistance, okay? Typically, like if we were coming from the downside with our oscillators, like this, I would expect we find support at the 0. the fact that we're coming from the upside, we might find resistance, and that could imply lower prices. If we can cross, though, that'd be bullish. You'd hear a different tone in my voice tomorrow, or later today, technically. Stochastics rejecting the overbought zone. RSI is finding resistance in the same area that it's found resistance before. I would think we go lower, guys. Moving up with less volume. That's not typical of OnyxCoin. Normally we move up with more volume, not less. But all fair warning. Why can't I say this properly? In all fair awareness warning. I don't know. I feel like whenever I'm bearish on OnyxCoin, that's normally whenever we do move up. It likes to prove me wrong to the upside a good bit of the time. If we're looking at this on a 4-hour time frame, 4-hour RSI and MACD look bullish right now, actually. Bouncing off the 40 on the RSI, stochastics look good. The MACD, there's good things and bad things going on here. It's kind of, you're at a critical moment right now, I would say, for the 4-hour RSI, or for the 4-hour time frame. If this 4-hour candle comes down, if you close this one or any 4-hour candle below like 1.36 cents, then I think I'm validated in the idea that we do move lower. But if we continue to move from here, if we just continue to move up, especially if we get above this high here, if we get above 1.7 cents after that, I mean, then I'm wrong. We're moving up higher. I would think getting above this high would be rather exciting, but again, 1.7 cents is the line to watch because that's that relative 382. We could just be moving up here, get a slightly higher high, fake people out, and then we go lower. I wouldn't want to see that because I feel like it would take more time to make this overall endeavor that we're looking for. But if we can get above 1.7 cents, then who cares, man? We're not going lower anymore. We're actually going higher. Everything would turn, I would very much turn bullish once we're above 1.7 cents. I think we're at a critical moment in the 4-hour time frame. Things look to be bullishly set up, but the 1 hour looks bearish. I think we're going to give up these bullish setups and actually come down. So I'm going to stick with it. Downside, we go 1.2 to 1.3, or sorry, 1.2 to 1.1 cents, somewhere in that area. We're at 1.4 cents now, just below there. The daily time frame, MACD keeps wanting to cross green. I feel like the last 3 days in a row, we've seen it start off green and then it comes down. So one more drive wouldn't be uncommon at all. You've got one drive in the histogram here since you were green and now flipping red. You've had one drive, two drives. You might form a third drive, just slightly smaller, get that double bullish divergence on there, and then start to cross up, then start to come back. That'll be whenever we cross. I would expect that we see one more drive of bearish momentum on the MACD. The stochastics do indicate that we would go higher, but you have found resistance at the 50 a couple of times, of which you're doing potentially right now. And then the RSI is hidden bearish divergence. Everything about it, I'm thinking we go lower, guys. So I'm going to maintain that position. 1.23 cents is the target. I don't care if we move up in the meantime or move down in the meantime, whatever, but that's the target. 1.23 cents to 1.1 cents, somewhere in that area, at the lowest 1 cent. And if we go lower than that, whatever, man. I very much doubt we're going below this low. All it's going to be at the end of the day is some form of a higher low, double bottom kind of scenario. We're going to have a big U here, and it's going to take us up in a very fantastic fashion to new relative highs, seeing prices that are not just above 5 cents, but all the way up to 26 to 32 cents by the end of this next move, which, I mean, who knows how long it takes. OnyxCoin can move fast, but I think I speak for maybe not all of us, but I definitely speak for myself and probably a good bit of the XCN community whenever I say I did not expect that we would be in this range, let's see, for 2 months. Crazy, right? So we're overdue to break out. We might have a little bit lower. What I can say is we're probably closer to being done with it than we are to continuing, right? But we have a little bit more to go. And the longer the consolidation phase, the more magnificent the breakout will be. I stand by what I've said throughout a lot of this range in that I expect this move to be bigger than our last move, right? The move that's coming will be bigger than this move. This was the setup. We're consolidating. OnyxCoin is on notice, right? A lot of people were aware of it here. They missed the chance. They had all the opportunity to go here. Maybe they missed a chance again. Oh, or maybe they missed a chance and they were also doubting if OnyxCoin would come back. Maybe this was just a one-off. One-offs happen all the time in crypto. We didn't think that. We never thought that it was a one-off. Of course, it's not a one-off. But maybe it's just a one-off here, and then boom, it pumps. Oh, it's not a one-off. Oh, it's gonna, it's kind of bullish. So now it's not just on people's radar. It's on people's radar that it is legit, that things are gonna pump. We're getting serious buy pressure. We're not getting any selling pressure. you've got all this time where you've been put on notice, like real notice now, that the next move is going to likely take you up to these high points, but probably even beyond there. Again, my theory is that this next move here, I mean, we measured it, we put this at the low right here, and that takes us up to this high. That measure move would literally take us right below this high. My thoughts are it will be bigger overall. We might not move up in a straight line like we did here or like we did here. It might not be a 3-day time frame to get up there, but I do assume that this move, however long it takes, however slow it takes, it will take us up above this high. We'll probably see prices that are around 5 cents or more, high to low, inevitably getting to 8 cents, 15 cents, and the ultimate destination next month, I'm assuming 26 to 32 cents. I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I do like the stochastics on the 3-day, but it's not indicative that we're moving up just yet, guys. Weekly time frame, and weekly. Honestly, the weekly MACD actually looks good. Look at how severe that bearish momentum's building. You're at lower levels here than you were at your. Oh no, okay, never mind. I was gonna say you're at lower levels here than you were when you're at this low, but that I had it off. Anyways, still pretty similar to these levels here, but you're at dramatically higher lows. Stochastics look like they want to go down. RSI could go lower and it's still fine. Actually, the RSI, I wouldn't want to see the RSI go lower. It doesn't matter what I want though. It can go lower and still be fine, but we'd break this structure a little bit. That doesn't mean that XCN's in trouble, right? We could see a lower low than this on the RSI and still get a higher low in the price, and that is hidden bullish divergence. That's still a good thing, but I got nothing else, guys. I'm just rambling at this point, so take care. I'll see you on the next one. Probably going down, right? If we get above 1.7 cents and we close a day above there, I'll change my mind. But until then, we're sticking with 1.2 to 1.1 cents. Bye-bye.